Imagine this. You're driving a train at full speed. The brakes fail. Ahead of you, 5 people are tied to the track. You scream, you pull the brakes again, nothing works. Then suddenly, you notice another track. Only one person is standing there. If you switch the train, 5 people survive, but 1 innocent person dies because of your choice. So tell me, what would you do? Would you sacrifice 1 life to save 5, or would you refuse to become a killer, even if 5 people die? Now let me make it worse. This time, you are not the driver. You are standing on a bridge. Below you, the train is racing toward 5 people. Next to you stands a large man, and suddenly you realize, if you push him onto the track, his body will stop the train. He dies. 5. Survive. Would you push him? Most people say yes in the first situation, but no in the second. Why? What changed? The number is still the same, 1 life for 5. So why does one feel acceptable while the other feels horrifying? This question destroyed philosophers for centuries because it reveals something terrifying about human morality. We don't actually know what makes an action truly right or wrong. Do consequences matter most, or do some actions remain evil, no matter the outcome? This is the foundation of one of the greatest philosophical battles in human history, a battle between utility and morality, between consequences and principles. One side says, the greatest good for the greatest number. If sacrificing 1 person saves 5, then morally, you should do it. This idea became known as utilitarianism, created by the English philosopher Jeremy Bentham. According to Bentham, human beings are ruled by 2 masters, pleasure and pain, and morality simply means maximizing happiness while reducing suffering. Sounds logical, right? But then reality becomes darker. In 1884, a real ship sank in the South Atlantic Ocean. 4 men escaped on a tiny lifeboat. No food, no water, no rescue. Days passed, then weeks. One of them, a 17-year-old cabin boy named Richard Parker, became sick after drinking seawater. He lay dying in the corner of the boat. The others stared at him, hungry, weak, desperate. Then the captain made a horrifying suggestion. Kill the boy, eat his body, survive, and they did. They stabbed him, drank his blood, ate his flesh. 4 days later, a rescue ship appeared. Now answer carefully. Were they monsters or simply human beings trying to survive? Because deep down, most people believe morality is simple until survival enters the room. If killing 1 innocent person saves multiple lives, is it justified? If everyone agrees through a lottery, does that make murder moral? If the victim gives consent, does morality change? Or is murder always wrong, even when it saves lives? These questions haunted philosophers like Jeremy Bentham, John Stuart Mill, and Immanuel Kant. Bentham believed morality depends on outcomes, but Kant believed something radically different. He argued human beings are not tools. You cannot use a person as a means to an end, even for a good cause, because some actions are morally forbidden, regardless of the consequences. Emotional conclusion. And maybe that's why these questions disturb us so deeply, because they expose a terrifying truth. Morality becomes blurry the moment fear, survival, and desperation appear. You think you know who you are. You think you know your principles. But if your family was starving, if death stood in front of you, if only 1 person had to die so others could live, would your morality survive? Or would you do what you have to do? Philosophy is dangerous, not because it gives you answers, but because once it forces you to question your beliefs, you can never see the world the same way again.